Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the WEX Wake Up. I'm joined by Jeremiah Poff. He is our education reporter here, and we're going to be talking about all things Loudoun County this morning. Just to catch us up here, for those who may not be familiar with Loudoun County or haven't been following along recently, why has the school district in Northern Virginia made so much press and national spotlight over the past year or so?
Well, we actually have to roll it back all the way to May of 2021, when a young student, a female student, was sexually assaulted in the girls' bathroom of one of the high schools in Loudoun County. After that incident, there was a push by the school board to enact a policy that would allow men who identify as girls to use the girls' bathroom, and girls who identify as boys to use the boys' bathroom, right? And at a school board meeting in June of 2021, this issue came to a major head, and the father of the girl who was assaulted was arrested at the school board meeting because he was, upset about it, that the school board wasn't listening to what he was saying. And the school board also denied that the assault had taken place. This past Tuesday was the first time that the entire board faced the voters. And the thing was that most of the members of the board kind of saw the writing on the wall and just decided not to run for re-election. And as a result, you only had two incumbents running for re-election. And so we actually had both of them lose. Why
are these results so important, and what does it mean for the school district going forward?
The board was controlled by Democrat endorsed candidates after 2019. And they were the ones that enacted this really controversial policy. And so the election this past Tuesday was really seen as an opportunity to kind of repudiate that. Now, because of the massive unpopularity of the board and all the incumbents that didn't run, there was a general feeling that there was still a chance for the Democrat endorsed candidates, it's officially a nonpartisan race, to maintain control of the board. And they did. But they did lose one seat. So instead of having a 7-2 liberal majority, it's now a 6-3 liberal majority. And all 6 of the new liberal school board members had not been on the board previously. So quite frankly, what this is doing is that it's likely that the board's policies, in terms of LGBT issues and CRT and other things that have come up through all this parental rights revolution, they're probably going to stay the same there in Loudoun because the conservative candidates did not quite secure enough seats to really make much of a difference.
Going forward, the parents' right movement, do you think that these parents are going to make their voices even more heard, or where do you see this going?
I think that's a really interesting question. I think we're gonna have to see how it plays out. We're about to head into a much bigger national election. This was obviously a local race, and we'll have to see how the issue of parental rights plays into that as well. Former President Trump has talked about it in his campaign policy videos, and Ron DeSantis is obviously known for being a very prominent parental rights governor in Florida, and he had endorsed a bunch of school board candidates there in Florida last year, and a number of them won. But the reality is like it's an open question as how much of a salient issue this is going to be for conservatives going forward. And I think the parental rights movement, especially in suburban blue-leaning areas, has a lot of questions to answer about whether or not they're salient. The board itself is one thing. I think the fact that a lot of the incumbents didn't run really kind of changed the calculus, but it's definitely a different day in Loudoun County today.
Thanks so much for joining us for this special edition of the WEX Wake Up. Be sure to follow us online and on social media so you stay in the know of all those headlines trending in politics.